Raven's Hollow, a name whispered, never spoken aloud, a town shrouded in mist and fear. Legends lingered like the fog that clung to the gnarled branches of ancient trees, tales of shadows that moved on their own, whispers of souls lost and never found. Many houses stood empty, windows like vacant eyes. Those who remained spoke in hushed tones, their faces etched with a shared dread. The old cemetery lay at the edge of town, a testament to Raven's Hollow's dark past. And it was here, in this town steeped in fear, that 3 hikers ventured one crisp autumn day, never to be seen again. High on a hill overlooking Raven's Hollow loomed Blackthorn Manor. Once a grand estate, now a crumbling monument to a forgotten era. The once vibrant ivy that had adorned its walls had withered, leaving behind skeletal vines that clawed at the decaying stone. The manor stood as a testament to the town's troubled history. Locals spoke of the Blackthorn curse, a malevolent force that clung to the manor and its grounds. The manor's windows, like empty sockets, stared blankly down at the town. Blackthorn Manor was a place of secrets, a place where the living feared to tread, and where the dead refused to rest. It was a place where evil had taken root, casting a long, dark shadow over Raven's Hollow. They were young, filled with the spirit of adventure, 3 friends, eager to explore the legend-haunted trails surrounding Raven's Hollow. They had laughed off the warnings of the locals, dismissing them as superstitious nonsense. There was Emily, the photographer, her camera always at the ready to capture the beauty that others often missed. Beside her walked Daniel, the aspiring writer, his notebook filled with half-written stories inspired by the very legends he now scoffed at. Leading the way was Michael, the seasoned hiker, always eager to conquer a new trail. They had set out on a crisp autumn morning, their laughter echoing through the ancient woods. Days turned into weeks, their disappearance becoming the latest chapter in Raven's Hollow's grim history. The missing hikers' faces adorned missing posters, their smiles now a painful reminder of the town's latest tragedy. Hope dwindled with each passing day, replaced by a chilling certainty that the woods surrounding Raven's Hollow had claimed 3 more souls. Ethan Graves, a journalist known for his sharp wit and even sharper skepticism, scoffed at the rumours swirling around Raven's Hollow. Haunted towns and missing hikers were the stuff of campfire stories, not hard-hitting journalism. Or so he thought. Ethan prided himself on his ability to see through deception, to uncover the truth that lay hidden beneath layers of speculation and folklore. He approached every story with a healthy dose of cynicism, his notepad and pen his only weapons against the darkness that often shrouded small towns like Raven's Hollow. The disappearance of the 3 hikers, however, intrigued him. Armed with his notepad, a voice recorder, and a healthy dose of doubt, Ethan Graves embarked on a journey to Raven's Hollow. Little did he know, he was walking straight into the jaws of a mystery that would test his skepticism and push him to the very edge of reason. The air grew heavy as Ethan approached Blackthorn Manor. He could feel a palpable shift in the atmosphere, a sudden chill that sent a shiver down his spine. The manor stood before him, a looming silhouette against the twilight sky, its windows like vacant eyes watching his every move. Ethan pushed open the creaking oak door, its groan echoing through the eerie silence of the house. Dust motes danced in the faint rays of sunlight that pierced through the grimy windows, illuminating the decay that had taken hold. Cobwebs, thick and heavy, draped the once ornate furniture like ghostly shrouds. The air hung thick with the smell of dampness and decay, a testament to years of neglect and the slow, relentless march of time. He wandered through the darkened hallways, his footsteps echoing on the dusty wooden floors. Each room he entered seemed to whisper its own tale of sorrow and despair. As he ascended the grand staircase, its once polished banister now rough and splintered beneath his touch, Ethan couldn't shake off the feeling that he was being watched. A sudden gust of wind slammed a shutter against the side of the house, the sound echoing like a scream in the stillness. Ethan spun around, his heart pounding in his chest. He could have sworn he heard a whisper, a low guttural sound that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. He continued his exploration, his senses on high alert. The deeper he ventured into the manor, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air grew thick and heavy, making it difficult to breathe, as if a weight had settled upon his chest. Shadows danced at the edge of his vision, taunting him with their fleeting presence. He entered a room at the end of a long, dark hallway. A large, ornate mirror hung on the far wall, its surface tarnished with age. As Ethan approached, he caught a glimpse of a figure standing behind him. A cold hand brushed against his neck, sending a jolt of terror through him. He spun around to face his attacker, his eyes widening in horror at what he saw. Standing before him, bathed in the pale moonlight streaming through the window, was a figure that seemed to embody the very essence of the shadows that clung to Blackthorn Manor. The figure was tall and gaunt, its skin as pale as moonlight, stretched taut over sharp, angular features. Its eyes, glowing with an unnatural intensity, burned into him with a hunger that chilled him to the bone. A pair of elongated fangs protruded from its mouth, gleaming like shards of ice in the darkness. Ethan stumbled back, his foot catching on a loose floorboard. He fell to the ground, his eyes fixed on the creature as it advanced towards him, its movements fluid and predatory, like a panther stalking its prey. He glanced down and saw a silver letter opener, dropped long ago and forgotten, lying on the floor beside him. He opened his eyes to see the creature frozen, its hand outstretched, its fangs bared in a silent snarl. Ethan scrambled back, his heart pounding in his chest. He didn't understand what had happened, but he knew he had been given a reprieve, however brief it may be. He scrambled to his feet, his eyes never leaving the creature as it stood there, frozen in the moonlight. He backed slowly toward the door, his hand closing around the silver letter opener. He had a fleeting thought, a desperate hope that the creature's aversion to the moonlight might give him a chance to escape. He didn't dare turn his back on the creature, not even for a second. He reached the door and fumbled for the handle, his fingers trembling. He could hear the creature moving behind him, its low growl sending shivers down his spine. He threw open the door and ran, his lungs burning, his legs screaming for respite. Ethan Graves, the skeptic, had vanished into the night, swallowed whole by the shadows of Blackthorn.